a second project. Our first project was the spooky project. And remember how building up to the spooky project, we did like a bunch of lessons, like about things. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there's like a bunch of lessons that we kind of like learned about reverb. Then we learned about like a drum machine, and we learned about this. And then we did like the project itself. And that's what we're doing right now. So we're working up to a project that's called the C Major project. And the way we are going to learn about this is, we're going to be using our Music First software. So I don't want you to try to do this at the same time as me. I would like you to just kind of like watch and follow along with this project. We're of course going to be using our flat software, which is in Music First. And you're going to need to have, you're going to have to kind of like double tab this. So we're of course going to be going on the flat. Okay. But before I kind of show you that while flat's loading here, I made a week 13, this is week 13. I add a little PDF over here. So I'm going to get my PDF ready. I'm just going to kind of open it up here. I'm going to open up this PDF because we're going to have this PDF ready for reference in order to do this little mini project. And I think you guys are going to be really happy with this. I showed Gavin this a couple minutes ago, and he's like, oh, that sounds really good. And one thing Mr. Dean's really good at, I'm really good at teaching students how to compose. And as long as you follow the instructions, everything turns out pretty good. So that's kind of my goal with you guys today. Where's my microphone? There we go. I need to find my camera. Okay. And so that's what I'm going to do today. But we're going to use this PDF as a reference. And just so you know, like it is a PDF, but I'm going to make it big over here. So I have it ready right here with all the information that we need. And remember last week we did this thing where we learned the C major scale and also these chords for C major. Now, one cool thing about understanding chords, by the way, we know two of these chords. We just learned the C major chord today and the G major. I guess technically we learned G7. But what's really neat about chords is you could pick any one of these and reorganize them, and you would come up with a new song. So let's cook up something here. Okay, so I'm going to... I wish there was an easy way for me to put up a note here. Okay, I'm going to play a G major, an A minor, a D minor, and a C major. So we're going to go G major, A minor, D minor, C major. I'm just going to play it on the piano right here. Okay, so what did I say? G major, A minor, D minor, C major. I just played like 4 beats on each one. I could do that against guitar too. And then like, boom, it's a song. So that's what I'm going to start with first. I'm literally going to pick 4 chords and make each one for like 4 beats. But that's kind of like the general idea. There's going to be a whole bunch of... Are we supposed to come back? Yeah. Yeah, you're in the right spot, Sia. You're in the right spot. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my scores in flat. I'm going to go to a new score right above me here. Okay, don't follow along. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to call this C Major Comp, and I'm going to call it Comp Practice. I'm going to click Continue. Okay, now a lot of you guys tripped out about this step last week. But we're actually going to add 2 guitars. 2 guitars. So we're going to have to go to plucked strings. And then let's just go add 2 classical guitars. So I'll add 1 classical guitar, 2 classical guitars. The way I know that there's 2 over here is that they're stacked on top of each other. Okay. And then I'm going to make my box go away here. I'm going to click Create. And you know what? I'm going to uncheck this. You know what? I'm going to leave this box checked on that says use tablature. It's going to be a little confusing to you guys visually, but I think it's going to connect up something for you a little bit. and I think will be really helpful. Okay, so I just created 2 guitars. Okay, now here's what's confusing. What's confusing is I see 4 staves. 4 staves. And here's what's neat about this. For instance, if I add a note here, it tells me the fingering below. And that's what tab is. So this would be A3. And so I know that this note right here is A3. Pretty cool, huh? So I think that feature alone is really awesome. And so this is where our project's going to come into place. I'm going to make a 4 measure long melody using the notes of the C major scale. Okay. So I'm going to take these notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I'm going to make a 4 measure melody. Okay. Now a good melody will, won't just go up and down the scale, but it'll kind of change. See how this one went up and down? Okay. By the way, the bottom line over here is just for your reference. We don't have to play this. And then I'm just going to kind of like make some nice shapes. And then I'm going to kind of continue along. I'm going to make my square go away here so that you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to kind of jump up to a high C. And then, okay, that's 3 measures. 1, 2, 3. And then, I need a 4th one. Cool. Okay, that was my composition using the C major scale in 4 measures. By the way, it's all quarter notes. All quarter notes. Okay. And now I'm going to add, on the bottom line, I'm going to add some chords. Okay, and they're going to be happening at the same time, which is kind of cool. Okay, so put in the chat box, what should be my first chord? I have my 8 chords right here. By the way, I don't want you to use the B diminished. So we're just like, let's just pretend that one doesn't exist. I'm just going to click this and we're going to delete it. So B diminished doesn't exist, but everything else does. Which one should I use first? C major. All right. Devin says C major. That's a good choice. So I'm going to go over here. By the way, I'm going to have to look at the notes really, really carefully on C major. C, E, G. Okay, and I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go to my bottom line, and I'm going to click on C, E, G. I'm going to do a little extra step here. Okay, I'm going to move my little teardrop. Oops. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to make this a whole note, which I don't know if you guys remember, but whole notes have a hole in them. So you could also press number 1, and this will make this chord last all 4 beats. So I'm going to click right here. It's a whole note. You can also press number 1, and it's going to make it last all 4 beats long. Okay, now what's going to be my second chord? You can pick from any one of these. Don't say C major. That will be super boring. We have to change. Now we're going to do a D minor or an E minor, an F major or G minor or an A minor. Pretty much only have 6 chords available. Ooh, Max says E minor. Ooh, Maya says E minor. That's good. Okay, so we're going to do an E minor. E, G, B. If you don't remember what the notes are called, you're literally just going to try to match this. E, G, B. Okay, and I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to do that on the second measure. So I'm going to click here. E, G, B. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to click on it, make sure that the little, what is that, the little blue teardrops on the bottom. And then I'm going to click on the 1, or the whole note. Aha. Third. Okay, put down what you guys want for the third chord. Third chord, third chord. Cool, we got a G major. We got votes for G major coming in, and I'm going to look at my notes, my reference notes, G, B, D. The hardest part about this is I think you're going to be switching back and forth between that PDF and your composition. And so I'm going to go G. Cool. And then I'm going to Make sure that the teardrop is connected onto it. By the way, some of this can be fiddly, so just remember, edit undo goes a long way. And then I need one final chord. One final chord. Which one are we going to do? Devin says A minor. John says F. Let's take a look. You know, in any song, we always want to make sure we have kind of a blend of majors and minors. We can kind of go either way. Let's do John's because he got in on it first. Okay, so we're going to F major. F major is F, A, C. F major, F, A, C. And if you don't know those, remember you're literally just copying these dots over. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go F, A, C. And then I think I can even use the arrows. Move the arrow over, make it a whole note. Okay. Now here's what's neat about this. Just like our audio tool, this will play at the same time. So when I press play at the top, oops, it played at the end. My bad. I wanted to play from the beginning. I guess I'm going to have to use the arrow. There we go. That'll do it. Now I'm going to press play from the beginning, and it'll play all the melodies. That wasn't too bad. What did you guys think? Good? Terrible? Should I quit my day job and start writing songs for Nashville? What do you think? Okay, this is a 4-measure composition. Okay, it is in C major. On the top line, we have 4 measures of the C major scale, and when we jump those around a little bit, they make a melody. On the bottom, we have 4 chords that we selected, kind of at random. We made them into whole notes so that they last the whole measure. And, you know, we could even like repeat this, you know, again and again. I could play this on any instrument you can imagine, you know. So let's see, if I'm playing this on a piano, I could play C major, E minor, G major, F major. Oops, there we go. C major, E minor, G major, F major. Boy, I'm sure there's a ton of songs that even use those chords. But now that we've gone through this is what I would like you to do. But here's what's going to be different. I would like you to make all different decisions. So you're still going to make a melody, like I made a melody, but you're going to make your own melody. Make sure that you're selecting from these notes. You are also going to make 4 chords along the bottom, but you're not going to choose the same chords as me. You're going to select them from these chords over here on the PDF. Make sure you don't use be diminished. Okay. Yeah, if you're totally confused, that's fine. Okay. So what I'd like you guys to do right now is I'm going to stay on the call for the rest of the time. And I'm going to let you guys go and